It weighs 4 tons and is known simply as the Cyprus Rock. More than 5 decades after their relatives died, the families of those killed during the Cyprus emergency came to the National Memorial Arboretum to see its dedication.
It's a great tribute because it brings to people the amount of people that were killed in there, you know, not just the servicemen, but everybody. Which, you see, the thing is, these people were forgotten about for many, many years. And it's now down to the dedication of 3 or 4 people.
The Cyprus emergency began in April 1955. Greek Cypriot nationalist group ΕΟΚΑ launched a series of attacks on British troops and police. 371 soldiers, sailors and airmen were killed, plus 21 British police officers. The attacks finally ended in April 1959, a year before the island was granted independence. And this is where many of those men and women now rest. This is Nicosia War Cemetery, which for the past 42 years has stood here in isolation inside the buffer zone that divides the 2 communities here in Cyprus. In here are the graves of 582 military personnel who died between the Second World War and 1960. Among them, several hundred men and women who were killed during the Cyprus emergency. Sergeant Richard Wooderson is a reservist serving with the United Nations in Cyprus as part of OPTOSCA. He helps oversee visits to this unique cemetery and knows the history of many of the graves here. On the 19th of June 1956, there was a large operation up in the Troodos Mountains involving 19th Parachute Brigade. So that was the Parachute Regiment, Royal Norfolks and the Gordon Highlanders. A fire broke out as they were advancing up a valley, and the wind changed direction. Eyewitnesses said that there was a wall of flame travelling at over 30 miles an hour. The men were caught in a ravine as they tried to escape on their 1-ton Bedfords that they were found dead. One of the worst things was the ammunition started to cook off, and eyewitnesses said it sounded like there was a firefight going on. 19 were killed on that day, and a further 2 died of their injuries in the subsequent couple of days. The rock was shipped from Cyprus to a stonemason studio in the UK, where it was turned into this fitting memorial.
Yeah, I think it's very important to have something actually from Cyprus where the lads fell, you know, because a lot of them were national service boys. They'd had no choice, they were conscripted, and, you know, young lives, as now 18-year-olds being lost, you know, for the cause of freedom.
With their loved ones' graves thousands of miles away, it's hoped this new memorial will give friends and families a place of remembrance that's closer to home. A tangible piece of this troubled island where they died so many years ago. Simon Newton, Forces News, Nicosia.